Take your children on a magical ride through Gamley's Wonderland of Toys this Christmas. See the fantastic Maxi Kitchen, super fun from Berchet. Come to Gamley's, there's a whole world of toys to be discovered this Christmas. Pick up a catalogue today. Gamley's, where children's dreams come true.
If your subject is soccer or Shakespeare, if your pastime's Picasso or plates, if you know about pubs or destroyers or subs, or you're red hot on history and dates, then don't keep it all to yourself, folks. There's one simple thing you should do. Just write to this place, because here, in this case, there's 64 big ones for you. And this is the address to write to if you wish to be a contestant. The $64,000 question, Central Television, Lenton Lane, Nottingham, NG7 2NA. Don't forget to include a stamped addressed envelope. I'll be seeing you.
Tomorrow on TVS, Hilda gets her man.
I promise I'll never shoot you again.
It happens the world over. Crime caramel, crime passionel.
Gone to Seed, tomorrow at 8.
And back to Thursday. In half an hour, we join Minna on her first day at school, and Mary McNeil receives some unwelcome news. We take the high road to Glendarach at 2:45. This is TVS with TV Weekly.
Hello. What would you get if EastEnders moved to Spain via Yorkshire, Manchester and Liverpool? Corro Dale Side Arado, coming up later. How many Australian soap stars are there in British pantos? Answer in a moment, but it's a lot. We'll be meeting 3 of the best. And Dot Cotton. Barry Took looks back over 30 years to Coronation Street's first Christmas with Ina, Minnie and Martha. And the mysterious case of the moving house. We're on location with TV detective Adam Dalgleish. The invasion is on. No fewer than 26 actors from Home and Away and Neighbours are over here at the moment, starring in Pantomime. And the fact that they can fill British theatres is a measure of how much we love Australian soap operas. I've got 2 famous faces with me, Marilyn and Blake from Home and Away. They've had hard times recently. Marilyn got sacked, while Blake suffered the death of a girlfriend. It was very sad.
You know, you're getting a bit too big for your boots. I'm starting to think I might have made the wrong decision making you manageress.
Manageress? You haven't let me manage anything since you promoted me.
Well, why the hell would I when you carry on like this?
Oh, before this, I've always had to do your dirty work, sweep the floors, Marilyn, go and get my mail, Marilyn.
Yeah, well, you didn't have to come back if you didn't want to.
Well, as a matter of fact, maybe I made a wrong decision when I came back to work for you in the first place.
Is that a resignation, Marilyn?
Yes, it is.
No, it's not, because you're sacked, as of now.
What did he say?
Just the usual. Red sells this, white sells that. Nothing I didn't already know.
Oh. Marilyn, Emily Simons and Blake, Les Hill, both looking a lot happier, although Les can't stand to watch himself at the moment. And a romance is in store for both characters, but I'm allowed to say no more. But anyway, except hello.
Hello.
And happy Christmas.
Thank you.
And you're not in your panto gear. I'm very upset.
No, mine's being altered at the moment. Isn't that a good excuse?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
You're both in Jack and the Beanstalk. What are you?
I'm the cow. No, I'm Jack, really.
You're Jack?
Yes.
Yeah, I say, what ho. Are you going to are you wearing the leggings and everything, or are you actually keeping your strides on? Because Australian males do like to be very macho.
No, I'm wearing the leggings, but I have some, like semi-strides, sort of halfway down.
Oh, yeah, right. And what about Em? What are you?
I'm a princess. I play the Princess Marilyn, would you believe?
Who lives at the top of the beanstalk or something?
Well, no, I don't. I'm the daughter of the king, who proclaims throughout the land that anyone who can slay the evil giant will get my hand in marriage, and it's Jack.
This is your 3rd panto at the moment, isn't it?
Yes,
Because at the moment you're missing from Home and Away that we're watching because of last year's panto, because we're a good 7 or 8 months behind. Now, actually, 2 Australians seems a bit mean since there are 26 over here. So we're going live now to the Bournemouth Pavilion, where the dirty den of neighbours, Paul Robinson actor Stefan Dennis, is appearing as Buttons in Cinderella. And flying the flag for Britain is the fairy godmother, June Brown, Dot Cotton in EastEnders. Hello!
Hello. She's not flying the flag of Britain, she's waving a wand in my face.
It'll work, nevertheless. I cannot get over, June, how beautiful you look. I mean, we're used to seeing you as
really?
Dot. Yes. You look positively statuesque and absolutely gorgeous.
lovely. I'm very fairy-like.
You are. It's surprisingly so. I mean, I'm so used to Dot Cotton with a fag hanging out of her mouth. And you look
I've
so
just put
different.
it out, yeah.
That's why you're waving the wand to get rid of the smoke.
Well, I was earlier on. You thought I was beating time to the music, didn't
Yes, yes. And Stefan, I know you know our 2 guests in the studio today, don't you? Les and Emily.
Hi, guys.
How you doing,
Hi,
Stefan?
Good, mate.
I see, Stefan, you've got the sort of half strides on as well, haven't you? You've given in.
Yeah, well, actually, this is my aerobics gear. It's not really my costume at all. I'm just sort of, I'm in between shows.
Yeah. Your Buttons, of course.
Yes.
Next to your fairy godmother.
Yeah, next to my fairy godmother.
And how are
Buttons
things... How are things
he's
going?
a delightful young man.
It's going extremely well. I mean, it's fun doing Buttons because he's... when I spoke to you last time, actually, it was different doing a clown rather than the sort of traditional character I'm playing, either a nasty one or the hero. So
he's such a good egg.
Audiences
Buttons,
love
isn't
it, so that's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. June, I don't know what you felt about me describing him as the dirty den of neighbours. He isn't quite that bad, is he?
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you say that?
I said he was the dirty den.
What, you mean as Paul, do
Yeah.
you? Yes, well, of course, you see, because I work in the daytimes, I don't often see neighbours. That's what they're always saying to me. I
just
never
keep saying he's a sweet boy.
But my girls, you know, said, there he is, Mother, and I was forced to watch, and I think he's very good, charming.
Yes.
Well,
go on.
yes,
It's hard
but he is
work.
in life
Keep
anyway.
going. It's
Very
good.
good actor.
Yes.
And he sings wonderfully well.
Yeah. The great thing, actually, about bringing...
Not as Paul.
No, absolutely. I think I understand what you're saying.
As Buttons.
Yes.
As
I
himself.
No, really, I do understand, yes.
You do?
And it's at Bournemouth at the moment. Yeah. Actually, we better make it very clear where you are playing in your pantomimes as well. You're at Southsea?
Oh, yes.
Les?
Do you want to say it?
Well, we're playing at the
No,
Pavilion
we know
Theatre
you're
in
at Bournemouth. We know you're at Bournemouth. I was asking Les. I've said Bournemouth 6 times now. Is that all right?
Well, I've just made it.
Les is at Southsea and Emily is at...
I'm at the Bristol Hippodrome.
And do they write much home and away stuff into your scripts?
Well,
Just a little bit, yeah, for me, which is good, yeah.
Not this year. Last year they did. Last
full of
year
it,
we
was it?
actually sang the Home and Away theme song in the middle of Cinderella. But this year they've toned it down a lot, and I'm only the Princess Mel, and that's the only reference there is to it.
And it's Les's first pantomime, isn't it?
It's actually my first theatre role altogether, which is making it extremely awkward coming from television to
Well, I was going to
pantomime.
say, I mean, after sort of straight acting, especially something that dramatic like that terrible death scene there, or the near-death scene, I mean, it must have been very strange when you first saw the script. Did you understand what was going on?
No, I actually thought, you know, I've said some pretty naff lines in my time, but this was ridiculous. But then I did realise after seeing, after the line round that everyone was doing it, so I didn't feel as bad.
Anyone got a most embarrassing line of the season?
I've got one.
Stefan's obviously got loads, but he doesn't want to own up to any. You've what,
No,
sorry,
we
June?
change ours, don't we, Steph?
We change them so they're
We
not so
change
embarrassing
them.
anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, and all you...
It's, of course, because it's panto, of course, it all goes on audience reaction, and you tend to change things as you go along anyway.
Stefan, how many pantos have you done now, Stefan?
This is my 3rd one.
This is your 3rd as well, so you're
I'm a
really getting
veteran,
into it
aren't
now.
I?
Yeah. You know how to call all the children up from the audience and everything now, do you?
Yeah. It's great though, because I like Em was saying, she does the last one. She was doing the theme song of Home and Away. Well, the first panto I did the theme song of Neighbours. Then last year, Danny and I did Do Re Mi. But this year it's great because I get the kids to come up and tell jokes. And just keep my fingers crossed the whole time that they're not blue. I mean, it's amazing what little kids can come out with.
Yes, I can imagine as well. And you're not good with kids, of course. As I've pointed out before, you've got hundreds of them as Paul Robinson. He never seems to have anything to do with them anymore. June, what about you? Do they keep playing the EastEnders theme music the minute you walk on?
Oh, no. I have a few delicate allusions.
Do
you? Yes, but very delicate.
And the fairy godmother doesn't smoke
Nothing
cigarettes,
crude.
I can imagine, does she?
No, I was going to have a wand with a cigarette at one end, but it was a bit complicated. Then I thought they might not like it, and I thought I could smoke it every so often.
No, I think your new image is absolutely you. I really do. And I love your
think so?
wings. I love your
well,
wings. Just give us a little turn around. Let's just see those wings.
Well, actually, I can fly with them if
they're
I do that.
I think that's quite enough. Best of luck in
I do
Bournemouth.
fly with them. Come, fly with me.
All right, fine. Thank you very much. Best of luck in Bournemouth. Best of luck in Southsea. Best of luck in Bristol. Right, thank you.
Thank you.
There's a lot on TV about Christmas at the moment, so we thought we'd look forward to the new year for this week's location report. On January the 2nd, favourite TV detective Commander Adam Dalgleish, hero of the P.D. James stories, returns. TV Weekly joined Dalgleish, actor Roy Marsden, on a beach in East Anglia. Now, on the night, you won't even notice the joins, but this mystery has involved moving a house to 3 different locations and a dramatic night rescue. Roy Marsden, however, has one major worry.
We've got the hose pipes, we've got the wind, and everything will be wonderful as long as the wig stays on.
So what did you have to do to the wig to make it stay on?
Bond, very good product.
Commander Adam Dalgleish is on his 7th television murder case. And the reason why Roy Marsden is worried about his wig staying on is because our hero is about to face the kind of action that would make even the milk tray man's hair stand on end. Anglia Television is on the beach at Wells in Norfolk, filming a dramatic flood sequence. And to get all the shots, they've had to move this house halfway round East Anglia.
This house has taken 3 forms. It was built specially and put on the cliffs of Trimmingen. And we shot the exteriors there and a lot of the dry interiors there, saw it in context, its surroundings and the cliff face behind it and so on. And then we built it again for just the interiors in a dry dock at Lowestoft, and then flooded the dry dock to a depth of 18 feet. So we flooded the whole of the ground floor, had scenes of the water coming up the stairs, filling the top floor of the house. Then the house had to capsize.
It's now 2 weeks later, and now just the roof has been moved to a beach to make it appear as if the whole house is underwater.
This is the big scene when there's a terrible storm. I'm not going to give you away the plot, but there's a big storm and I have to arrive here to arrest the murderer. Normally, Dalgleish arrives in a car, says, "Oh, excuse me, I wonder if you might come in this way." Now, I have to go off the top of a cliff, I have to swim through the water, eaten by sharks. It's big time.
So big, the RAF and Wells lifeboat are in on the act. And they've just got 1 hour of high tide to make sure the whole scene goes according to plan. Surely it's all a bit too much action for just one man. Roy? Oh.
No, he's out there checking to make sure it's safe for me.
Now, you're Paul Weston, you're Roy's double on this.
Yes.
Can you explain a bit about what's been happening?
Yes, we've got a sequence where Roy is very dramatic on the top of the roof. He does a hard bit and dives in the water. I'm at the side, ready to swim in, so that as he goes out of shots, I'll go out there by the house. The RAF rescue service come in and drop down and pick me up and take me out.
You have to do very much to look like him.
Not a great deal. This moustache isn't mine. Amazingly enough, it stayed on. It's, I think it's the staples that they put in help. But whether I'll get it off again, I don't know.
But the hair's all your own?
Yes, almost.
Well, that's Dalgleish number 2 winch to safety. But whatever happened to the real one?
Couldn't get back in. If it hadn't been for the Coast Guard, I mean, they were just standing at the wharf and they were in. I'd be in France by now. Or Norway. Norway's not bad. All this. P.D. James. Why not?
It's the cold, wet side of being a TV actor. Meanwhile, back to soap opera, and the battle is on for that most prized present to the top of the Christmas ratings. Last year, very clever, Coronation Street wrote the Queen's speech into their episode on Christmas Day, attracting over 10 million viewers, and more than 13 million tuned in for the second episode in the evening. EastEnders on Christmas Eve drew in 11 million. But it was Coronation Street on New Year's Eve which hit the jackpot with the season's highest figure of 20.3 million. This Christmas, the storylines are hotting up with lots of naughty goings-on. EastEnders is hoping to top its 1987 Christmas winner when more than 25 million people watched the marriage breakup of Queen Vic landlords Den and Angie. This year, straight-laced Arthur Fowler ends up in the arms of that nice Mrs. Hewitt, forcing him to choose between her and his wife, Pauline.
Let's stop messing about, Arthur. You came round here tonight because you wanted to see me.
Yes.
I fancy you. You fancy me. All these excuses are stupid. Besides, I'm bored with it. Decide what you want to do and do it.
But Christine...
No buts, Arthur, I mean it. Don't bother coming round to see me again unless you mean business.
Shameless hussy. In Emmerdale, the clandestine relationship between Claire King and neighbour Neil Kincaid also reaches a head.
I love you. I see you tomorrow for the hunt.
OK.
Fancy kissing him on her own doorstep. There are more stolen kisses in Brookside when Mick Johnson finds himself unable to resist the charms of his brother's fiancée on New Year's Eve.
Happy New Year!
Claire Rayner's going to be very busy in January. But what has Coronation Street in store for us this year? Well, the newspapers report that Martin Platt, Gail's young husband, gets into a very embarrassing situation with the lodger, Carmel. But we can exclusively reveal another gripping storyline all about homelessness at Christmas.
Oh, Mr. Wilson, could I have a word? It's about the school gerbil. I was wondering if you might look after him over the holidays.
Well, yes. Yes, of course.
Oh, I'd be ever so grateful.
What's his name?
Jerry.
But what will Mavis say? Now, Annabelle Giles thinks there are so many soaps on over Christmas, it's hard to know who's doing what to whom in which. So we're going over now to her Christmas Day edition of Corrodale Aside Arado.
It's Christmas morning in Soap City and Frank Butcher leans over to give Ma Sugden a big kiss. She thinks of all those Christmases spent with her previous husband, Percy, and wonders why he left. What did that Corkhill woman have that she didn't? Down the road at the church, Derek gets a bit tearful, but looks forward to the day Pilar gives birth to his love child. Ivy sits in the pew behind, hiccuping. Meanwhile, things are getting even more festive. Mick and Ellis are slaving away making pizzas with Brussels sprouts purloined from Arthur's allotment. Dieter proves to be a rather surly delivery boy, though Curly, their only Christmas Day customer, doesn't seem to notice. Meanwhile, Olive is glued to the TV for the Queen's speech, as is Dot. Both have insisted on cooking for Derek, who's finding Christmas hard to bear after the tragic death of Mavis, run over by a tearaway flock of Jack Sugden's sheep. Out in Spain, Gwen bursts into tears at what the heat has done to a Christmas cake, whilst Mike Baldwin lounges round his timeshare pool, pouring cocktails for new boutique owner Cathy, who is left home to escape the unwanted attentions of Barry Grant. Back in the Queen Rovers pack that Christmas night, there's a bit of a row brewing. Joe Sugden is rolling up his sleeves while Pete Beale prepares to fight him over who is the real father of Tracy Barlow. She's canoodling with Mike Dixon in the snug. Meanwhile, Freddie has a temporary job serving behind the bar and is trying to chat up Frank Tate to no avail. He's sizing up Deirdre's bottom. As Christmas night draws in, Sinbad and Marcia start reading a bedtime story to all the children they've promised to babysit. Vicky Fowler, Kofi Tavernier, Martin Fowler, Stephen Beale, Janine Butcher, Argyle 3, Rosie Webster, Baby Duckworth, Thomas Farnham, Gemma and Leo Johnson and a couple of lambs from Emmerdale. All the grown-ups have gone to the pantomime, which they're very excited about because they're going to see all their favourite Australian soap stars.
And we've just talked to 3 of them. After the break, more soap as Barry Took takes us back to Coronation Street's first ever Christmas.
Martha, goodwill to all men, includes Minnie Colwell. She may be willful, but she's human, and she is our friend.
Oh, what a lovely sight.
Yorkshire ham at only 59p per quarter pound.
Harry's such a poppin'. But of course, one can only eat the after-dinner mint after dinner. He was terribly understanding, as were the Smythes and the Fitzsimmons. The evening went swimmingly until...
I can't believe you're all doing this. Leaving the empty envelopes in the box.
Dear Freddie, such a stickler for tradition.
After 8, it is the after-dinner mint, after all.
This trolley.
timeless, the classics. From the magnificent voice of Michael Bolton, his latest hit single. On his new album. His interpretation of 10 classic songs. Get timeless, the classics. The new album from Michael Bolton.
The picture on your TV is built up of horizontal lines which flicker and are likely to disturb the images on your screen. On a new Philips 100Hz digital scan television, that doesn't happen. The new Philips 100Hz flicker-free technology gives you a visibly clearer picture. Now, let Philips open your eyes.
TV replay now, and Barry Took is here with some seasonal clips from the archives. Hello.
Hello,
Nice to see you sitting on the sofa for a
It's
change.
nice to be with you.
Good.
Side by side, more
Happy
or less.
Christmas.
On the same to you, my love. Anyway, if you haven't done your Christmas shopping yet, Anne,
Which I
here's
haven't.
here's a couple of bargains that you might fancy.
Oh, thank you.
You know, I never can work out how many shopping days there are to Christmas, but I do know that all the big stores have had their decorations up now for 2 or 3 weeks, and the smaller shops are beginning to look really gay and sparkling. Here's a very good buy, a jar of the new season's mincemeat, only 1 4 halfpenny. And here we have a giant tin of pears for only 2 11. Finally, here's something really rather special. This beautiful tin of delicious chocolate biscuits, only 11 shillings. Now, that's the kind of value you always find at Melius. And that's why they say, shop and save for Christmas at Melius.
Well, some 1950s prices and 50-style advertising from an ancient TV shopping magazine there. Now, I don't know if these 3 old ladies bought their mincemeat from Melius, but their Christmas dinner was one of TV's highlights in 1961.
Oh, I hope you like it. Well, seeing as how your mother's had all the breast, I hope we do. We could have told you how to make the most of it.
Well, I like to do it myself at Christmas.
Ah, so we noticed. Martha, goodwill to all men includes Minnie Colwell. She may be willful, but she's human, and she is our friend.
I like Christmas.
Why?
It reminds me.
Well, why's Alveda never been anywhere near? That's what I'd like to know. Oh, there's time yet, Ina. Oh, I know her. They'll just be about having their dinners. And then they'll side up and they'll get ready for his lot, coming for their teas. Yeah, and come to think of it, our Lily could have bought little Sander around for a minute or two. I mean, a jigsaw is a jigsaw when all's said and done.
I've no family to visit me, really.
We're here, aren't we? Yes, you want to be very thankful you've got such good friends. Women like Ina don't grow on trees, you know.
Oh, it's so right.
Well, that was the Street's first network Christmas night, and that week's TV Times had a Coronation Street supplement of highlights of the past year with a bird's-eye view of Weatherfield. I wonder if the Luxy Cinema is still there. Mr. Swindler's shop has gone, and the Mission and Vestry were redeveloped long ago. Let's pop back to Minnie Caldwell's kitchenette, where they're having their afters.
I hope it's nice. It is homemade.
It's a classical pudding.
Lovely. Oh, I am glad. I don't think you can beat it well matured. No, don't. You might itch your back. I'll get her a drink of water.
Don't bother. Have you been maturing it with raisin stalks in it?
Oh, no, I picked the most particular, Ina. It's one of my pleasures.
What went down then? Me, Ina, she hasn't got X-ray eyes.
Oh, I can feel it right here underneath my breastbone. Oh, I suppose it could be one of them sixpences.
Oh, they don't make them like that anymore, do they?
No.
I like Christmas, it reminds me. Anyway, that's lovely, Barry. Thanks very much. Actually, we've got a little Christmas surprise for you. It's from a comedy series that Barry did in the 70s called Nuts, which also involved the late lamented Roy Kinnear. And you did something very daring those days. You showed outtakes.
Ah, so we did.
Yeah, sorry I'm late, sir. Only I didn't want to miss the end of General Hospital.
Well, that's what went out, but this was their first attempt.
Come. Ah, good afternoon, Cobbett. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm late, but I didn't want to miss the end of General Hospital, did I? I fluffed that one up.
And here's yet another version, that same epic.
Come. Ah, good afternoon, Cobbett. I'm sorry I'm late. I didn't want to miss the end of...
Very pioneering of you, I must say.
I think it was. Well, Anne, you're not the only one who's dug up a load of old... Does Father Bennett's mucky ring any bells? Take a look at this.
How do you make 1,700 tons of stinking silage smell like a bed of roses? Well, that was the problem facing one Worcestershire farmer who found that when the wind was in the wrong direction, the smells from his farmyard were nearly knocking out the city's population. How true, I remember it so well.
Do you really?
Yes, I do. We both had a lot more hair in those days, didn't we?
That's true, yes, and combed in a totally different way.
Entirely different fashion. Anyway, it was good to see it, in a way.
Yeah, it's much nice for you.
And it's lovely to see you.
And you.
Last week's competition now, we asked for the year that Bing Crosby recorded a TV spectacular in Britain called Bing Crosby's Merry Old Christmas. The answer was 1977. In fact, it was recorded just before his death. The first correct postcard plucked from our mailbag was from Mary Craig of Downpatrick, Northern Ireland, who wins a 4-inch colour TV. 3 runners-up, Beverly Callow from Milton Keynes, Anne Brooks from Hereford, and Bronwyn Gordon from Exeter each win copies of that Bing Crosby Christmas show, which is now out on video. TV Weekly is taking its Christmas break after this show. We'll be back on January the 7th with another competition and our TV Weekly 100 viewers panel. Just got time to say thanks very much to our 2 Aussie superstars here. Actually, I talk about you being Aussie stars. You're really both living in Britain now, aren't you?
Yes, we are. Well, yeah, both living in Britain.
Both London?
Yes.
Yeah. Don't you miss the Australian sunshine?
Definitely miss Australian sunshine.
Well, one thing you have got, at least we're very good at Christmas tradition, and I don't know, but over here, look, we've got 2 of our lovely TVS canteen ladies, Sylvia and Bev, who've got a drop of wine and a mince pie. You don't actually have mince pies as such in Australia, do you?
Not really, no.
Emily?
Oh, thank you, Liz.
Pass it along.
Thank you very, very much.
Oh, yes.
Would you like
Merry
pie?
Christmas, everybody.
Cheers.
Have a wonderful pantomime season.
Merry Christmas,
Barry
thank
took
you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, love.
And a very special reason for bringing Beverly and Sylvia on is because this is their last real day as TVS canteen ladies. They won't be working when TVS becomes Meridian. So thank you very much, ladies. You've made it onto the telly at last. Cheers and happy Christmas, everybody.
Cheers.
And bye-bye. Have a wonderful time over the festive season. If you're going to pantomime or even if you're being in pantomime, we'll join you again January the 7th. Bye-bye. Happy Christmas.
Just in time for Christmas, TV Weekly's 40 Years of British Television has been published by Boxtree. Priced at £12.99, it's full of facts, fun and news about programmes and commercials, and it's now widely available.